Yo, what is up, guys? It's Pedro here. We got another Washington Commanders weekly stream today. It'll, be just me. Rio couldn't make it. Unfortunate, technical difficulties, but all good. We'll get a stream going some other time. But yeah, we're gonna be previewing the Cowboys game. I'll be answering questions in the chat, and then we'll also do some stat predictions as well. So should be a fun one, and it's a big game tomorrow against the Cowboys, 1 o'clock at Dallas. Cowboys 2-1, the Washington Commanders 1-2, looking to get to 500 on the season. So hopefully they can do that. What's up, King Sean? Make sure you guys check him out. Great Commanders content creator. What's up, Washington Football Today? Appreciate you guys coming through. So some injury news, and no, Chase and Robinson aren't playing. They might be able to play next week at the earliest, but still some question marks there. Chase Woolley out for the year, and then Wes Schweitzer got placed on IR today, so that's unfortunate. So he's out for the next 4 weeks of the season. So that really sucks. I don't know. I mean, maybe it's from the concussion, or maybe it's from something else, because it's got to be a pretty bad concussion if he's going to be out for 4 weeks, at least another 4 weeks of the season. So that really sucks. Hopefully, though, he's back once those 4 weeks are up. And then I'm trying to think of any other injuries. Charles Leno, questionable for the game. We'll see if he's good to go for the game. What's up, Corey? What's up, Billy? Yeah, both Chase and Brian Robinson are going to be out for this game, and they have a chance of coming back week 5. Hopefully, they're back week 5, because both of those guys have been missed, deeply yet. I mean, Brian Robinson, we haven't even seen him play, but he's definitely going to be an impact player once he comes back for sure. And yeah, Nick Martin is starting this week, and then Larson likely, unless Martin looks amazing, he will be starting next week because they said he's going to be activated off the PUP list, so that's good news at least. With Wes Schweitzer being out, that Tyler Larson is back to play center. And we'll see how Nick Martin plays. He's 2-0 against his brother, so his brother Zach Martin on the Cowboys. So hopefully he's able to get that to 3-0. I believe the Cowboys are 3-point favorites. So we'll start off with a score prediction. You guys can put this in the chat as well. My score prediction for the game is 24-21 Dallas Cowboys. I hope I'm wrong like last week. I hope I am wrong. I wanted to be wrong last week. Wasn't this week. Hopefully I'm wrong. But I have the Commanders losing this game, and I think they have a chance or not at Tennessee, against Tennessee at home. That's a game I think they should win. Tennessee's not looking good. They don't have A.J. Brown. Tannehill's not looking amazing. Taylor Lewan job, and they're still a solid team, but I think they can win that game for sure. And let's see, Washington Football Today says 27-17 Cowboys. Yeah, drop your predictions in the chat. 28-21 Washington from Dubs Family. Shout out Dubs Family. Check his channel out. I hope they do win. I would be really hyped. It's still Dallas week. It's still a division rival. It's still our biggest rival. It hasn't been the same really since like 2018. There hasn't been like a competitive game since 2018. Every other game basically has been a blowout. I mean, last year it was a blowout. 2020, we blew them out both games. 2019, we were 3-13. They blew us out. I mean, last year it was a blowout, and then we had a pick six to make it close at the end, but still, wasn't a really competitive game until the end. So King Sean has 24-20 Dallas Cowboys, and then Corey has 27-24 Dallas. So most people with Dallas, but you got some, people that still think the Commanders win, and I definitely wouldn't be surprised if they won. It is Cooper Rush. I mean, Dak Prescott owns us, but Cooper Rush is playing this time. I don't think the Cowboys are amazing, but they do have Micah Parsons, who is amazing, who is really, really gonna cause some trouble for the Commanders. King Sean, what's up, DeAndre, my guy? Thomas says 2017 Commanders. Hopefully that's the case. A win is a win. However they win, I mean, I think I will be very, very happy on Monday, waking up to a win. Victory Monday is always great for sure. So let's hope that happens. I don't see it, but wouldn't be surprised. But my prediction is still 24-21 Dallas Cowboys. And yeah, Micah Parsons is going to be a problem. Yeah, DeAndre has 17 to 14. Dallas wins a defensive touchdown, and I would not be surprised if Micah Parsons scored a touchdown or force a turnover or something. He's a beast. I think he has 4.4, 4.5 speed, and is a strong man. Is a fast man. Got a good elusiveness, pursuit, so he can get to the QB. And we're gonna have to do whatever we can to stop him, chip him, whatever we can do to stop him. We got to do it because he's very disruptive. He's their best player, offense or defense. Better than Dak, better than anyone on their team. And yeah, let's see. DeAndre says, "Hope I'm wrong, but I was spot on." Yeah, I mean, I wasn't spot on with the prediction. I had the Eagles winning, but not by as much as they did. But like you said, hope I'm wrong about this game. Hope you're wrong as well. So let's do some keys to victory. So some keys to victory: get your playmakers involved. Get the ball to Terry, to Jahan, to Curtis earlier, and you don't need to do 5 to 7 step dropbacks to do that. You can do some short intermediate passes to them. Those guys are good at that. Some screens or some slants, whatever you need to do. Those guys can do it. Get them the ball early. Get your playmakers, get the ball in their hands. So I think that's what they definitely should do for sure. And then another key to victory on offense or on defense, you got to force some turnovers. We've only forced one turnover all year, and it was kind of like not a, he just threw it up. Trevor Lawrence just threw it up. So we need to get some turnovers in this game if we want to win. We have to. We have to for sure. Washington Football Today says, "Do you think Diami will get more snaps soon? I know he struggled at the preseason, but he should be getting some run." He was drafted for a reason. He was, and I don't know. I think it's tough because our receiving core is much better, but he also did struggle in the preseason. So it's tough. I don't think he's gonna get many snaps. But if there's any injuries, hopefully not. Knock on wood. Or if it's a blowout, either way, if we're blowing someone out or we're getting blown out, I could see De'Ami Brown getting some more snaps. But yeah, in the competitive parts of the games this year, he has not been getting snaps. So yeah, it really unfortunate for him. But yeah, let's see. DeAndre says, "I tweeted they should take over our stadium and we should be down by 20 at the end of the third." Yeah, we were down 24 at half. We got to get another key to victory. Get off to a faster start. I mean, the Lions game, I think it was 22-0 at halftime, and this game 24-0 at halftime. You can't have that happen. You just can't have that happen and expect to win games. We usually make comebacks in the second half, but it's almost impossible to come back from 24, 22 points at the end of the first half. It's really hard to do. And I mean, Rivera's teams historically, especially since he's been here, sorry, we've struggled in the first half and have been really good in the second half. But if you're down by 20, 25, 17 and a half, you can come back, but it's just so hard to come back by that much in that little time. So hopefully, we don't even need to be at a lead, leading at halftime. If it just can be relatively close, 10 points or less, that's somewhat of a win. The condition of our O line is rough. Can it get worse? I mean, always can get worse with some injuries. Hopefully Charles Leno's good to go. I think it'll be better though. I think it'll be better. We get Tyler Larson back soon, and we'll see if Norwell and Turner look better because they haven't looked good, especially Turner. But there's still time. There's still time for sure. Norwell's been Turner's been terrible. So, and that's what sucks about West being out is that he could have played at right guard. Now he can't. He's out for 4 games. So I guess week 7 is when he can come back. Let's see. Week 4, week 5, week 6, week 8, I guess. Week 8. So that sucks. He's going to be out until the midway point of the season. But injuries, are part of the game. Let's see. If we keep losing, Hal should play because if Wentz plays like 70% of the plays, it's a second round pick, not a third round pick. I don't know. I mean, at this point, I think you keep Wentz in. If it's really looking bad, if you're like 2-8, 2-9, then I think you can take that into account and maybe play Howell. But at this point, I'm thinking keep Wentz in until you have no chance of making the playoffs. Let's see. But yeah, some other keys to victory. What was the other one? I had one other one. Oh yeah, contain Micah Parsons. I mean, it's going to be really hard to stop him. You're not going to really be able to stop him, but containing him is possible. Whoever it is, Leno or Cosme, I think it's going to be Cosme because Parsons lines up on the left side. So Cosme is gonna have to hold his own, and then Bates or whoever is gonna have to chip a little bit and help him out. So, let's see. Yeah, with King Sean, we got to create turnovers for sure, and we haven't done that. We've had one turnover all year, and it's from Derek Forrest. We had another turnover where it didn't, Derek Forrest forced a fumble, but it went out of bounds, so it didn't really count technically. O line is literally the only reason I'm not predicting win. If they play well, it's a W. Yeah, I mean, I could see it for sure. And Micah Parsons is he's an animal, and against our O line, it's not a good combination there of a weakness and a strength for them. And it's not even just Micah Parsons. They got DeMarcus Lawrence, who's a beast as well. So um, both tackles are going to have to do a good job. At least our better offensive linemen are our tackles, and not our interior guys. And most of the time, Micah Parsons is lining up as the edge rusher, and same thing with DeMarcus Lawrence. Let's see. If we really lose to Cooper Rush, it's gonna be bad. Fans are already giving up if they lose to the Cowboys. It's gonna be even worse. Same thing with the not the Lions, the Titans and the Bears. Terrence says our O line has to block better for sure. We need to get rid of Fuller and William Jackson at the end of the season. I mean, I think cornerback's one of their biggest needs for sure. For sure, William Jackson has been terrible. Fuller hasn't been good either. At least Fuller's been good in the past. William Jackson has not been good for the Commanders in his first 2 years, besides maybe a game or two. And yeah, I think Benjamin St. Juste should be getting more reps, or I think he should be getting the reps, on the outside, and then maybe put either Fuller on the outside and someone else in the slot, or you move Fuller to the slot and keep William Jackson the third on the outside. But I'm I'm excited to just move on from William Jackson the third after this year. Hopefully they do. I think they can because it was a 3-year deal, and about to be done with or after this year we'll be done with year two. So they'll have to take a little bit of a cap hit, but not that much, so they'll be able to do it. Managed Wig 42 says, "Will Chase Young be ready next week, or does he need more time?" He, technically can play next week, but they'll have to take him off the pup. I'm thinking, I'd probably say 25% chance he's ready for next week. I'm thinking probably week 6, week 7. Brian Robinson, maybe like a 50% chance, 55% chance. If not, I think he'll play week 7 for sure. Let's see. If Rivera gets fired, who do you want head coach? I want Bieniemy. I wouldn't mind Brian Leftwich. Trying to think, Sean Payton would. That's a dream. I don't. There's no chance it happens, but would not mind Brian Leftwich or Sean Payton. Maybe even who was I gonna say? Brian Flores wouldn't be bad either. Okay, so let's do some. That's gonna be a little bit shorter stream since it's just me. You guys can ask some questions as well. We'll go to stat predictions. So I'll go with Wentz. I'll say so. I was scoring 21. So I'll go Wentz 250 yards, 2 touchdowns, no interceptions, but he fumbles the ball at least once. And yeah, so okay day by Wentz. Last week was not a good day by Wentz. It was not. Let's just keep it real. But yeah, you guys can drop those stat predictions in the chat. So that's the one. That's Wentz. I'll go next with Gibson. I'll say 15. No, I'll go 16 carries, 64 yards. 16 carries, 64 yards. So about 4 yards, exactly 4 yards per carry, and he'll get a touchdown. He's had some pretty amazing games against the Cowboys and some bad games against the Cowboys. So let's hope he does better. Beckham says, "Do you think Howell could be a starter next year if Wentz is gone?" He's definitely a possibility, but I would probably rather draft a guy. But you can give Howell a chance, see how he does. If things are really looking bad, let Howell play at the end of this year. Washington football team today says 242, 1 touchdown, 2 interceptions. Yeah, wouldn't be surprised. Diggs is a ball hawk. He's not great, but he definitely is great at getting interceptions for sure. So Gibson, we did Gibson. Let's go with Terry. So I need Terry to have a big game against Trayvon Diggs. I'll go 7 catches, 111 yards, and a touchdown. I think he'll have a big day. I think he'll have a big day, and at least we'll be happy about that. Yeah, I think we'll go 7 catches, 106 yards, and a touchdown. I think I'll have a big day. Um, yeah, I mean it's tough to give a prediction without. I mean we kind of know who's gonna play, but O line, yeah, it's not gonna look good. But Scott Turner's gonna have to make adjustments. He's gonna have to do these, a lot more quick game than he was in the first half against the Eagles. I mean, you have to be able to adjust. You have to know who, your personnel and the opposing personnel. And our offensive line is not great, and their D line is pretty good. So we're gonna have to definitely adjust that and do some more quick game stuff. Jahan had a bit of a down week last week. I'll go 5 catches, 49 yards, and a touchdown for not De'Ami Brown. I wish Jahan Dotson, and then I'll go for Curtis. I'll go 7 catches, 58 yards, and then 2 rushes, 11 yards. Wouldn't be surprised at all. Let's see. Roger says once we'll have time to throw, the O-line's in shambles. The best thing to do is run the football, but they won't. Yeah. Yeah, Scott's definitely gonna have to adjust. You're not gonna be able to throw the ball deep that much. I mean, the only time you'll be able to do it is if you establish the run game and establish the passing game in terms of short yardage passing, and then eventually that'll open things up. It'll make you less one-dimensional, and maybe you'll be able to catch Trayvon Diggs lacking, down the field, and you'll be able to get Terry a touchdown against Trayvon. So hopefully that happens. We'll see. So that's the receivers, De'Ami Brown and Cam Sims. They might get a couple plays and maybe a target or two, but don't see anything too crazy from them. And then I'm trying to think of anyone else. Logan Thomas, I'll go 5 catches for 39 yards, no touchdowns. I mean, yeah, De'Ami Brown definitely had a big play against Trayvon Diggs last year, but that's really it. He hasn't done much besides that. Again, last year that was his biggest play of the year. So, yeah, we'll see. Um, Anyone else on offense? J.D. McKissick, I'll go 3 carries, 12 yards, and then a couple carries, or sorry, a couple catches. We'll go actually 3 catches for 18 yards. McKissick really hasn't had a signature play yet, or a big moment, or reception or rush yet. But I'm hoping he has it this game against the Cowboys. And then that's it for the offense. And then defense, we'll go sacks. Montez Sweat's got to get a sack, so I'm gonna go 1 for Sweat, and then I'll go 1 for Payne, half of 1 for Allen, and half for Jamin Davis. Jamin Davis has been getting, I think he has 2 or 3 sacks, maybe 3 sacks on the year. He's been pretty good so far in terms of getting to the quarterback. I'm trying to see exactly how many sacks he has. He has 3 sacks on the year, and could have been 4 if Kendall Fuller wouldn't have had that holding. So he's our leading sack guy this year. So, which is surprising. I mean, I like how they use him as a rusher for sure, and they need to use him more as a rusher because he can get to the quarterback. I mean, the 2 sacks he had against Jalen Hurts, he didn't really tackle him, but they were good plays nonetheless. Like, not taking anything away from him, it just wasn't like an actual sack. One, he forced him out of bounds, which actually I'll give that to him. And the other one, Jalen Hurts just slid to the ground, and Jamin Davis was the closest guy to him. And then we get one, we'll force a fumble on Zeke. I think Cam Crow will force it, and we'll go Jamin Davis picks it up. So those are kind of predictions, offense and defense, and I'm hoping that happens for sure. Let's see. Yeah, sack is a sack. Sack's a sack. He's got 3 on the year, should be 4, and somehow is our leading sack guy. So that's crazy. And yeah, I'm not scared of Cooper Rush. I'm not. He's been good. He's been solid so far. He hasn't been the reason they've won. Micah Parsons and that defense has been, but he's gotten the job done. He can. He's had some nice passes. He's nice. But he's not elite. He's not an elite quarterback. I think he's worse than Jared Goff, Jalen Hurts, and around that same level as Trevor Lawrence. Trevor Lawrence is getting better. I think obviously in maybe 6-8 weeks, Trevor Lawrence will be better than Cooper. But right now, I mean, Cooper is probably around that same level, for sure. So any other questions you guys have, put that in the chat. Who do you like more, William Jackson or Fuller? In terms of a better player, I'll go Fuller. Because like it seems like William Jackson just gets burnt, or he's just not trying, or he just misses tackles. It seems like Kendall Fuller, he's in position. Like against Devontae Smith, there was a couple of times where he put his hand in there just a little bit too late. If you would have gotten it a little bit earlier, it would have been a incompletion. So and he's trying, but yeah, I mean they've both been underwhelming. Percy Butler, I haven't seen him. I think he's played some special teams and maybe a few defensive snaps, but not a ton. But that was to be expected. Derek Forsos looks solid. Let's see. St. Juice the best. Yeah, St. Juice is no doubt, undoubtedly the best corner on the roster, at least at this moment. So far this season, it hasn't been close. He hasn't been amazing, but the first couple games he was solid, and last game I thought he was above average. Um, Neither one of them makes plays. Yeah, and Benjamin St. Juice was making plays and almost had an interception. That would have been really really nice, but unfortunately didn't happen there. And yeah, let's see. Any more questions you guys have? Put that in the chat. And I'm trying to think of anything else we can do. Again, this is going to be a way shorter stream than usual. And yes, I'm hoping Terry pops off for sure. Hopefully he burns Trayvon Diggs, just absolutely smokes him like he did in that first game that they played, where Trayvon Diggs and then we're kind of fighting before the play, and then Terry just stunned him. And hopefully that happens again. Last year, Trayvon kind of locked up Terry, but that was more Heineke, I think, than Trayvon. But Trayvon did a pretty good job. I have Dotson scoring a touchdown. DeAndre, I think, had a little bit of a down game last week, had a drop and didn't do too much, but I think he's gonna have a bigger game this week. 5 catches, 59 yards, and a touchdown. They use him a lot in the red zone, and he's been pretty consistent down there. And yeah, I think Terry for sure needs to get some more targets in the first half. It's been ridiculous, only getting like one or like barely any targets at all. It's crazy. It's absolutely crazy. And yeah, they need to do a better job at it. They need Scott. That's on Scott Turner. That's on Scott Turner for sure. He has to do better. And yeah, I mean he hasn't had the last 2 games. Scott Turner has not been good in my book, and I'm pretty much everyone's book. And let's see. Never trust a yes man says Cowboys D will have 7 sacks this game. Hey, I mean, the Eagles had 9 sacks last week. I would not be surprised if the Cowboys had 7. I hope they don't, but Micah might have a 3-piece. He might have a 3-piece this game against us, and DeMarcus Lawrence might have another 3-piece because he had one last week. I don't know. I don't know if Jeremy Reese is better than Bobby King. I think at tackling Jeremy Reese he's just so small that sometimes he just gets mossed in coverage. But I wouldn't mind seeing Jeremy Reese play a little bit more. And yeah, we'll see. But yeah, I mean, I talked about it earlier on the DMV Sports channel earlier today. All these guys, I don't think they're necessarily on the hot seat in terms of getting fired today or this season. But I could see like if these guys struggle, they don't make the playoffs. I could see Scott Turner or Jack Del Rio. Definitely Jack Del Rio being gone. Scott Turner got extended. I don't really like that move, but I think that he possibly could stay here even if he struggles, but I think Jack Del Rio will be gone. And I think if we don't make the playoffs, I think Rivera should be gone, but I don't think he will be gone. That's my thought right there. I think Snyder's got so much to worry about, and Rivera's on a 5-year contract that I think he's not going to be get out of it that quick. What's up, Casper? Appreciate you coming through. What's up, Shadow Pop? What's up, The Hawk TV? Saw you in or the DMV Sports Zone stream earlier. Appreciate you coming through. Yeah, David, I got Carson Wentz with 2 touchdowns. Let's see. And yeah, I think Rivera the coach is Rivera the GM, I don't like it at all. I think that never should have been a thing. Wish we would have gotten Joe Shane from the Buffalo Bills, who's the jury's still out on him in terms of how he's going to do in the Giants, but did a really good job with the Bills. And I really, when we were looking at GM, that's the guy I wanted them to go after, or Adam Peters from the 49ers. Even that Titans guy, I bet I wanted him more than Hurney and Mayhew. those are kind of the least guys I wanted, and we got both of them. So it is what it is, guys. It's still early. It's week 4. I guarantee if we win this week, our feelings on this organization will be a lot different. If we lose, it's going to be a little bit more the same, a little bit worse. But if they win this week, I mean, we're going to be 2-2. Probably we'll be second place in the division, or maybe we'll be second or third, depending on how the Giants do. Let's see. DeAndre Taylor says, if we lose tomorrow, appreciate that donation, man. If we lose tomorrow, do we go into draft mode? I think it's a little too early, just because Rivera's teams start out so slow every year and then go on a winning streak at some point. So I mean, we'll see. We'll see. I think it's you wait a little bit. Wait a little bit before we do that. But appreciate that. And yeah, I mean, I think let's go week 8. After week 8, if the record is still, if we're at 2 wins or less, then that's at the point where you got to be like, okay, it is what it is. Okay, G2000, what's up? Appreciate coming through. I'm gonna try. I have nothing else back there, and it looks so bad without the flag. I literally have nothing else, so I'm ordering a Commander's flag and probably get that in a week or 2, and we'll have that behind there. But I need something back there because without it, it looks worse than it already is. But yeah, I think quarterback obviously is what I would rather do. I'd rather get, Bryce Young would be amazing, but I don't know if we'll be in the position to do that. So maybe a cornerback. I think a cornerback is probably our biggest need on the defense. Linebacker is still kind of a need, and Cole Holcomb's going to be a free agent, so he could be gone, and then maybe you just sign another or you draft a linebacker early. Could be first, could be second, could be third. Thought they should have, drafted another linebacker this year, not in the first, but in the third or even the second round pick. That what's crazy. Dak and Chase Young haven't been on the field together. Yeah, that's actually crazy. I'm trying to think. Did they? Yeah, not at all. That's crazy. Yeah. And I mean, who knows if they'll probably actually they should both be back by week 18. If not, it's concerning for both. I mean, Dak's gonna be gone, or Dak's gonna be back in the next couple weeks, next 2 to 3 weeks, or actually next 1 to 3 weeks. And I think that Chase will be back in 1 to 4 weeks. Says if Terry doesn't get 6+ receptions, 8+ yards, fire Scott Turner, and if the Cowboys offense scores more than 17, fire Del Rio and keep him on no matter what. I mean, I just don't know what firing them mid-season does for you, but I mean, I kind of agree with that after the season if it continues. Yeah, I don't see us losing by 40. I got it 24-21. Halftime, I'll go 14-7. I'm feeling 14-3, but that would make sense with my prediction because I had 21-24. I'm having the Cowboys win. Like I'm predicting them to win, but like it's not like I'm predicting them to win by a lot, and it's not like I think we have no chance. Like I definitely wouldn't be surprised if we win this game. I'm excited for the all black uniforms. I know a lot of people don't like them, but I'm excited to see what it looks like on field, and it's just cool to have an all black uniform. We have an all white one as well, and then we'll see when we finally wear the burgundy ones. We haven't worn a burgundy one at all. We haven't worn a burgundy one at all yet, so that's unfortunate. Yo, what's up? Appreciate the donation. Where's Rio? Rio is gonna come on, but unfortunately, his neighborhood is all out of Wi-Fi. Couldn't do his stream earlier today and couldn't do this one. So all good. We'll get catch him on the next one. But yeah, we'll get him on soon. It just sucks for him that his Wi-Fi is down. But appreciate that donation. And yeah, hopefully we get the win this week. If Del Rio gets fired, Chris Harris could be the interim DC. I wouldn't mind that. On offense, I don't know who the heck would call plays. What's up, Door Gunner? Appreciate you coming through. Let's see. Yeet Forever says my score prediction for the game is Washington 20, 14, once 2 touchdowns, 280, 1 interception. I kind of have that. I have 2 touchdowns, no interception, and a fumble, but I could see 2 touchdowns, an interception, and a fumble. I already see in my mind Micah Parsons stripping Carson Wentz and someone picking it up and running it back. Maybe not for a touchdown, but definitely picking up and running it a little bit. Let's see. We were in Burgundy week 5. Yeah, I mean that's just crazy that it took till week 5 for us to wear a burgundy jersey. Should have happened a while ago. I mean, yeah. Some people are saying this is a code red move with this jersey. I don't really care what they wear. Just win, just win. But um, Micah Parsons 3 sacks. Wouldn't be surprised. The jerseys were planned a while ago. I mean, they didn't. They never announced though, like that this week they were gonna wear the black jerseys until like this week. So I think this was a little bit of a change of plans. But like certain jersey days, like they announced that they're gonna wear the all black uniforms against the Vikings a while ago. And same with some of these other jerseys. Um, if we get a new owner, do you think he'll want to change names? I think it's so much of a hassle that I don't think he would. But maybe if Jeff Bezos does, he'll try to do it something Amazon related, and he has so much money that it wouldn't be a dent in terms of changing the name. But that would be absolutely insane if they changed the name because we had 4 comments or four names in 4 years, which is just absolutely ridiculous for us fans having to go through that. It would go from the Redskins to the Washington football team, the Commanders, to something else in a year. Yeah, I mean, I kind of like the uniforms, especially the Gibson, the one with Antonio Gibson in it. Like when you see him in it, like Jonathan Allen just looks a little bit. It doesn't look great on him, especially the helmet. But on Gibson, it looks totally different. So I'm just excited to see what it looks like on field because you really can't tell until then. I like the white jerseys, burgundy ones I like as well, and the black ones still to be determined. Yeet Forever says stat predictions for offense: Gibson 52 yards, no touchdowns. Curtis Samuel 6 receptions, 52 yards, 1 touchdown, and uh, Terry 5 receptions, 94 yards. Let's see, Dotson 3 receptions, 59 yards, and 1 touchdown. Um, Jahan Bell, appreciate that. Sorry if I butchered the name. $2 donation. Should our new alt unis have olive green in it? I mean, I think they said where like they can get another alt uni in a couple years, and I wouldn't be like mad if they did like a military theme and that you could do some camo in there. And if Ron's still around, of course he's gonna want to do that for sure. So that would be something that I think they even talked about that they could do. You could have some olive green in it or something like that. That's definitely an option. I don't know what else they could do. They could do some throwback unis. I would love that for the yeah, just for an alternate uni. I don't know if they get an alternate uniform or an alternate helmet. It's either one of those two. But yeah, I feel like Scott Turner's gonna force it to Gibson so much. I mean, if he wants to, if the run game's working, just keep doing it. Just keep doing it. Yeah, Washington Amazonians or Washington Prime. If Jeff Bezos buys a team, that's probably what it's gonna be. Ye Forever says, and appreciate that donation. He says, when Chase Young coming back? We don't know. Could be next week. Could be 3+ weeks from now. We still got to see. We still got to see. For sure. Hopefully it's next week, but we really don't know. We really don't know. Is there a limit we can use the black jersey? I don't think so. I think we can use it as much as we want. I really do think so. And yeah, I mean, I know we're using it in the Vikings game. Besides that, really not sure. Really not sure. What's up, Philip? Appreciate you coming through. And then says, hopefully Ron ain't here after this year. We'll see. We'll see. I think he's gonna be here, even though that I think if we don't make the playoffs, he should be gone. I mean, that was in my opinion, that was my goal, at least, is a successful season if they made the playoffs. And we got a long time, guys. We got 14 games left in this season. But so far, it's not looking good. So far, it's not looking good. And I mean, I could see Rivera stepping down at some point, but I don't see him getting fired this year. Yeah, never trust a yes man. I like Byron Leftwich or Brian Flores or Sean Payton, which is a pipe dream, but wouldn't mind that at all. If Bezos is the owner, how many of our games do you think would be on Amazon Prime? I mean, I don't know how the networking works, but I wouldn't be surprised if he found a way to have all of the games on Amazon Prime. Let's see. over this offseason, we got to fire coordinators, GM, Trey Curtis, resign Deron Payne, Trey or William Jackson III. I don't think we can trade him. Maybe we can. A lot of people saying Eric Bieniemy too. I mean, I don't know. At first, I really like a few years ago, I was like really wanted to get Eric Bieniemy, but it seems like no one's hiring him for like it. It seems like I don't know. It's been 3 or 4 years and he's not gotten a job, so it seems like these guys don't like him in the interview process. But and I think there's been some like I think LaShawn McCoy also called him out, and there's been some stuff like that with the players, like conflict with the players. But I don't know. But yeah, I wouldn't mind Brian Flores, Byron Leftwich, or Sean Payton. There's always these new guys, flashy guys that come out at during the interview process. Let's see. Hey, Roger. I don't think at this point I don't think they're gonna make the playoffs, but there's still obviously a chance if they can get to 9 wins. These teams, historic Rivera teams, the last few years have been getting off to a terrible start, and they end up getting on a win streak at some point. So we'll see. I don't have us make the playoffs. I had us going 9-8, and at some point I was thinking going out to switch to 8-9 just because of the lack of depth on the defense, but I kept it at 9 just to be, somewhat optimistic. But it's not looking like we gonna get there, but still very early. Still, yeah, exactly, Philip. It's week 3. It's or week 4, I guess now. If we win this week, a lot of people will change, a little bit, their outlook instead of being 1-2, will be 2-2 going into week 5 at home, a winnable game in Tennessee. And if you put in your mind, hey, maybe we win that, we're 3-2. We go to the Bears, and you can go to 4-2. I mean, that's way ahead. I'm going crazy right now. Just going, getting too ahead of myself. But you've got 3 winnable games in the next 3 games. So if you can win 2 out of the next 3, I think that's a very, you got to win 2 out of the 3. You have to win 2 out of 3. Shout out. I said 9 wins before the season is what I had us going, and I was way lower than most people. Most people had us at 10 minimum. Some people at 11 or 12. So I was definitely below the average in terms of predicting them, how many games I had them winning. But yeah, I think, we'll go for a few more minutes. Any more questions you guys have, go ahead and put that in the chat. And maybe we'll do some NFL picks actually while I'm waiting for some questions. So yeah, we'll do some NFL picks for this week. And any more questions I get, I'll go ahead and answer that. So I'm already 1 for 1 this week. Had the Bengals beating the Dolphins. That was a solid game. Unfortunately, that Tua got hurt. So other games, I have and you guys can put your predictions in the chat. I have the Cowboys beating the Commanders. I've got the Vikings beating the Saints. This will be quicker. I've got I'll go Giants beating the Bears, but that's a debatable one. I got the Eagles beating the Jaguars. I got the Steelers beating the Jets. Oh, I'll get the Raven or Bills beating the Ravens. That's a good game. Unfortunate, that's a 1 o'clock game. I got the Cardinals beating the Panthers. Broncos beating the Raiders. Packers beating the Patriots. Chiefs beating the Bucks. That's a very good game. And then the Rams beating the 49ers. So that was very quick, but those are my predictions. Those are my predictions. Yeah, we've done nothing but stink for decades, and we look like we're going to do the same. Yeah, and it's at one point I was like, I never liked when people like we're never going to win with Snyder. I thought that was kind of BS. Obviously, like he was a problem, but I thought we could still win with him. But I'm getting more and more to the point where I'm like, okay, like he is. I mean, I always knew he was a problem, but like I thought we could win despite him, even though like he's messed up so many times in the past. With Marty Schottenheimer, with other coaches, Dwayne Haskins, RG3, just his whole involvement there. But yeah, it's looking more and more like he is. You can't win without him until he's gone, and it's going to be a while, unfortunately, unless something comes up. Unless something comes up with Snyder, he's going to be here until he passes away, which he's like 55, so another 30 years. It's a long, long time. And then his son gets a team. But at least I've heard some really good things about his son. He's the complete opposite of his dad. And I think he's playing football at Appalachian State right now. And I think Joe Gibbs has 2 grandsons that play on App State too, which is crazy. Um, those connections there for sure. But yeah, big game this week. I think if we win this week, it'll change a lot of people's minds about the season, or like at least make them feel a little bit happier. Philip, man, appreciate the donation. $10 donation says turner has to be better this week. I'm sure you touched on it earlier, but dang one's guy getting killed. Part of it is yes. So I actually didn't talk about it too much in terms of what happened last week, but yeah, the 5 to 7 step dropbacks just killed us last week, and Turner did not make any adjustments. And Wentz definitely, at least two of those sacks, I think, were on him. Maybe even three, like the 4th and 22, he got killed. But like, you gotta know, just throw it up, because the worst case scenario happened on that play, a sack. You lost 10 yards on that play, and if you throw it away, which obviously you don't want to even do that anyways on 4th and 22, at least you didn't lose any yards. But if you just throw it up, and there's a chance it either gets intercepted and they lose 30 yards on that play, or you draw pass interference, you got catches, whatever. Anything's better than what happened. And this week, I talked about it. Get the ball to your playmakers, Terry, Jahan, and Curtis, and you might not be able to do that doing 5 to 7 step dropbacks. So do some short passes, some screens to Curtis, to Jahan, to Terry, some end arounds. Get the ball in their hands. Let them do what they know how to do after the catcher once they get the ball there. And yeah, they didn't do that early on in the game last week. They didn't get them the ball much, and I think that was a big mistake. And I need to see like 10, 12 plus touches out of, or let's say 10 plus touches out of these guys in the first half minimum. And if they do that, I think they'll be much better than they were last week and the week before on offense in the first half, which, I mean, it's pretty easy to be better than what they were, because they got 0 points in combined the last 2 weeks in the first half, which is just absolutely pathetic. Yeah, 2012, that's the last time we were competitive, 10-6, which is really, really unfortunate. Really, really unfortunate that I've been alive for one playoff win, but I was like 2, 3 years old. Like, it's pathetic, absolutely pathetic. And yeah, one playoff win in my life, and I wasn't even. I barely got to see it. I was like 3 years old, so really unfortunate there. Hopefully they can turn around. It's still early, like Philip and a couple others said. It's still very early in the season. They win this game, you're 2-2. You're still into things, and you got I haven't looked at the schedule in a while, so let's look at Commanders' schedule. So obviously they play the Cowboys, then they got the Titans, which again, winnable game. Then you got the Bears at, that's at Chicago, and then I'm trying to see the other games. Tennessee, Chicago. I think after that is that Green Bay. After Chicago is Green Bay, so that's a tough one. That's at home. Then you play the Colts. That's a winnable game. Play the Vikings. It's a tough game, but you could win. Eagles. That's gonna be tough at Link. So you're going to lose that game. You got the Texans, you got the Falcons, Giants twice, 49ers, Browns, and Cowboys. So there's winnable games, but they haven't shown they're, able to win those games so far. Besides the Jaguars, which actually is looking like a very quality win, because they beat the Colts by like 30 points, and they beat the Chargers by like 21 points. I don't care if Justin Herbert's a little bit hurt. I mean, that's still a pretty impressive win, winning by whatever 30 plus or 21 plus points. So that was a quality win by us. And the Lions game sucked, and the Eagles game. I mean, the Eagles are a good team. The Eagles are a good team, but we shouldn't have gotten owned that badly against them. So I think that's going to be it for today's video. Let's see. Yeah, we need just. It's hard to go 1-3 and keep those fans. Last question, unless there's another really good one. Commander Central says CJ or Bryce. So I saw Bryce Young got injured today. I really don't watch that much college football, but I know CJ Stroud is a little bit higher ranked. I'm gonna go Bryce Young just because of I I usually don't like to get in these narratives. I usually don't like to get into these narratives with like Ohio State QBs can't do anything, right? I don't like to get into that, but like there's actually a lot of guys that just haven't worked out. Obviously, rest in peace, Dwayne Haskins. He didn't work out, at least in Washington. And then after that, you got Justin Fields hasn't looked good, still very early. What's up, Josh, my guy? Let's see. And I mean, there's other guys in the past. Still, though, it doesn't mean I wouldn't draft him if he's there. He's a great player. But I personally probably rather have Bryce Young, but it's still so early that I got to actually watch some games, highlight stuff like that, learn more about those guys before I can actually say anything. And yeah, Derrick Henry, at least our secondary won't get killed. At least I don't think won't get killed in that Titans game because they got really no one that scares me. Robert Woods is solid, but like he's kind of a shell of himself. Treylon Burks is okay, and they got Derrick Henry, he's a beast. That's who you're really gonna have to stop. But yeah, Titans lost to the Giants, who they're 2-1, but like I don't think they're that good. I do not think they're that good. I think we should be able to beat the Giants at least once this year. Yeah, Mike, you're right. And at first I was like, I don't really care about that, but like there's been more and more data on that where it makes me not want to take them at all, but it makes me want to take them a little bit less likely. So yeah, appreciate you guys coming through. I think I'm gonna end this stream there. Hopefully we get a dub tomorrow. I'll have a post-game reaction tomorrow for sure. So thanks for watching. Hope you guys enjoyed, and peace. Yeah, Will Levis is another guy, but did not have a great end of the game today. So peace, guys.